Everybody, welcome back to Northernlion, plays Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Sorry, I wanted to just leave the pause there as long as, with the minimum amount of time to make it as awkward as possible. I'm looking at this right out the gate, 3CTZX79Q, and I'm telling you, I mean, are you looking at the stat? Are we looking at the same run? Are you looking at the run that I'm looking at right now? I'm not picking that up yet. You know why? It's not that good. And we might be able to get a per throw or something like that. Probably not, but I think it's, you know, for an item that's like kind of 50-50, I think it's worth a shot. I'm telling you, we're coming fresh off of... Sure, I will pick up this. We're coming fresh off of the Call of Duty Wrecked Royale, where Team Unity, I don't want to... You know, you should just go watch the event. It's on the you know, the main feed is twitch.tv/FL Mutineers, MUTINEERS. We had a great time. It was a lot of fun. You're going to see a very pogged up performance. That's all I'm going to say. You're going to see a very pogged up performance. But this, I mean, Isaac, I mean, come on. I've had every neuron saturated, looking for enemies, looking for glints. And now you want me, this is a two-dimensional game. By definition, I have so much less to pay attention to because we don't even have to worry about height or depth. I don't know, which one is, I guess in two dimensions you could have height width, or you could have, you know, height depth, or you could have width depth, or you could have depth time. I don't know if I would recommend that one personally. I don't know, maybe you're a more creative thinker than I am. So we're gonna get not a per throw. But how sick would it have been? High Priestess. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. It's tough. It's tough. But I am going to use a bomb to open one of these. And I don't regret it, to be honest. I probably should... But we wouldn't have got that spirit heart were it not for that. My other hope, I was just gonna say, if we can get over 5 cents, hear me out here, we're gonna get a little freaky. We're gonna play that once, just for future potentiality, even though the odds of it being relevant are essentially 0. We got Peeper's Eye, and then we got this, and we're kind of off to the races here. It's not bad. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Couldn't ask for a better event, better performances, and for a better cause. I will not take the pills, and we'll be moving on. I'm excited. Apart from that, it's just Wednesday. I don't really have anything else on the hopper. It's Wednesday night. I'm thinking that we just might... Let's stay cool on this one. You know, you want to keep a little bit of extra HP in case things get a little dangerous. Pretty nice room for Peeper's Eye, where you got enemies just, like, taking up space in the corner. I gotta know. Was it per throw? We don't have to use it in here. But were we one room away from per throw being the, you know, dropping for us in an abstract sense? Because we gotta pop it in here in case it's Algis. It's Burkano. Okay, okay. No hard feelings then. Then there's nothing to be, then there's nothing to have hard feelings about. But yeah, it's been a good day. Streak, I gotta say, is we're almost at the point where we're no longer talking in terms of the streak that was. We're talking in terms of the streak that is. I really think that, like, let's not... Look, when you run if you're a runner, you don't focus on, you know, you're trying to go 10 kilometers necessarily. Maybe you do at the start, and maybe you do when you're planning. But, like, when you're in the middle of the run, especially when things get hard, you just think, you know... Maybe you think, oh, I can't run for another half an hour. You don't say, let's do it. You know, you just go, let's put one foot in front of the other and see how it goes. And then, you know, you got your own breathing pattern. You're like, you know, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And then like that song, breathe in, breathe out. I know, I was there. I was there when those songs were popping. Don't get it twisted up. Algis? Woo! Okay, this is big. And then before you know it, you know, you've run 28 minutes, and you're like, I don't have to run half an hour anymore. I only have to run 2 minutes. That's easy. That's what we're doing right here. I do think the first meaningful streak is like 30 days. 30 wins, 30 days is a month of victories. Just feels good, right? It's a nice round number with some context and meaning for our purposes. But even just starting to approach 20 feels very, very good. This could be a huge swing for us, by the way. So we got all this, obviously. Don't even. Rebirth got canceled. The speed, the HP. What we'd really like, though, is a crystal ball. A crystal ball. I don't care if we get under 15 cents. Doesn't bother me in the least. I don't care if we get 0 cents. I do kind of care if we give you 28 cents and you don't give me anything. Like, giving me nothing out of this is just... I'll level with you. It's a great insult. You're insulting me right now. All I would ask is that, honestly, maybe this will work. Maybe you do something like this. Just reset the pattern. I don't know if that's how it works. Well... We just paid 30 cents for Isaac's fork. I can't in good conscience recommend that. But on the other hand, we did get an Eternal Heart. And we did just get Blood Bag. So, you know, there's some stuff to like. Small Rock would be very likable as well. A single Spirit Heart. You know, in this economy, I'll take what I can get. I'm not gonna be upset over a single Spirit Heart. So, I mean, this is... We've basically... I'll tell you, you might as well just stop watching the episode right now. Not because I think we're guaranteed to win on skill alone, but because our luck is so high early on here that we're definitely getting Mom's Knife or Brimstone here. It's guaranteed. By the way, Sinvicta viewers, can we all say it together? Sisse! I don't really know the meme. I don't watch a lot of other YouTube videos, but I understand this is a meme on Sinvicta's channel. Close personal friend of the channel. Lots of, great content with Sinvicta, the GeoGuessr stuff, but also great conversations behind the scenes about business and life. That being said, I don't know the meme, but I wanted to feel included. It's like the Michael Scott quote, you know? I love inside jokes. Hope to be part of one day. All right, that's not that useful for us. But I think we squeezed this floor, like, pretty much for everything it had available. Stomp them is a beautiful thing. We're leaving it dry. So give me my Brimstone, give me my Mom's Knife. I think we don't take it. I hope you admire that restraint, by the way. It took a lot out of me to not take that because we had so much momentum. I was like, we can't possibly lose. And maybe you're right because we do have 9 lives. But on the other hand, I really think if we had low damage, Lil Harbinger would be like a solid pickup. But because we don't have low damage, we don't need it. That's an item I tend to only take if I think I really, really need it. So let's not worry about it too much early on here. Anyway, again, it's a good day. What's going on in my life? Brother, ask me in 2022, okay? I think I'm about to have the fastest, like, year of my life. First off, we're already, you know, I'm recording this in mid-May. So the year isn't half over until June is over. But we're kind of closing in on the year being half over. And I still feel like I'm stuck in January. Not in a bad way, but like, you know, we moved in October, November. My parents came, we hung out. It was Christmas, it was New Year's. And then like 2 months after New Year's, all the COVID stuff started going down. And then also we announced a pregnancy. And, you know, it's just like... I'm pretty sure that when I'm 40, which is not that far away now, I'm 31. And I did have to think about it for a second, but that number is correct, at least until, you know, this winter. But I think when I'm 40, I will remember almost nothing from 2020. I'll be like, I don't know, it was... Why don't I remember much from that year? Oh, that's right, pregnancy plus I was inside all the time. We'll see, though. I mean, mostly we're just spending on, you know, what leisure time we have. We're spending it out on the patio, soaking up a little bit of late night sunlight, having a good time. I think like this year is moving real quick also because like, you know, on YouTube and Twitch we've been doing, sure, why not? We're doing all sorts of new projects, you know, like Checkpoint League and Champions Assault barely finished by the end of 2020. And, you know, new series, Northernlion Tries started in November. Golden Goblet started in January. Team Unity's back with a vengeance right now. Like, it's been a really fast-moving year. Check the Wire started this year. We got a lot of things working right now. Got a lot of stuff on the go. It's a good thing, don't get me wrong, but you know, really a lot of this stuff, these are like half COVID projects. We started some projects that we were like, ooh. We started some projects because we had some spare time, so it's good. It's a good thing, don't get me wrong, but I mean, there is no but. It's a good thing. It's just the free time's kind of at a little bit of a premium right now, of course. But I feel like 2020 is just going to be one of those weird years for people. And hopefully it's only 2020, but we don't have to get into that. Go ahead and just bust this guy up from the other side. I do think it is actually... That's not great. But I think it's literally sensible to do this. I don't think that's good enough to be stoked. Remember, every reroll... Oh, I mean, look at these items. That's good enough to be stoked. Every reroll gives us benefits. I actually feel the need to point this out. We have 8 Deal with the Devil items right now. Like, every single item is a Deal with the Devil item. They might exist in other pools as well, but the fact that they do exist on the Deal with the Devil pool is kind of remarkable to me. Incubus, Demon Baby, Goat Head, which by itself is pogged to the extreme. Spirit of the Night, we got a Guppy item. Ceremonial Robes, like this it's crazy. That's an unbelievable turn of events. I almost think something must be going on behind the scenes, because I'm not saying it can't happen just due to variance, but I'm like, I think if you crunch the numbers on that one, it's touchy. I'd like to know that we have at least one red heart coming in here, just in case. But it's a tough one, because you want to reroll, right? Why on earth would you want to reroll? Because I'm impatient, and a single... You know what? Let's force ourselves to not be able to. There you go. There you go. Saved. I saved you from being entertained, comments. Aren't you happy? Nah, but what I was thinking is we're only one Guppy item away. But realistically, our odds of becoming Guppy go way up by not re-rolling Goat Head. Without a doubt. So everything is like over the moon right now. This is a great situation to be in. And like on a personal level, I can't complain either. I mean, that's like the title of the episode, I guess, is like can't complain. I will say it was great. In the Call of Duty tournament, when they had the main feed on us, they did call me Northernlion. Which I mean, my name's Ryan, but my pseudonym is not Northernlion. But that now makes 2 esports events where I've been called by a fictitious pseudonym. There's Northern, and now Northernlion. We're getting... Somebody on the subreddit posted a great comment that was like, you know, tired? Or was it like woke, broke, bespoke, and pogged? It's like woke, Ryan. Broke. Wait, broke, Ryan. Woke, Northernlion. Bespoke, Northern. Pogged, Northernlion. And then I posted a picture of Mathis looking like somebody caught him in the middle of scratching his butt. And said that's when the dude called me Ryan Gary in Enemy on Board during the stream last Friday. But anyway. This runs. It's doing great work. I think part of the difficulty as a streamer or as a YouTuber, when you got something like this going, something like long term, well, ideally long term, is how do you inject a sense of the moment, a sense of context into a you know, what might be win 19 of 100, or it might be the first loss in 3 weeks, right? I think that's what, if you don't watch sports, there's a little bit of enjoyment from just watching the people kick the ball or throw the football in a perfect spiral that cuts through the air. But a lot of the enjoyment of sports, You know what? We don't actually need to go back here. Comes down to storylines. It's really like why I haven't played much D&D. I did do a one-off campaign once, but it's one of the reasons I compare sports with kind of role-playing games. Because to be honest, I really think they're both kind of about emergent storylines. You know, obviously you have a little bit more control over the storyline of, you know, Dungeons and Dragons if you're one of the characters. But like, you know, if from the outside looking in, bad dodge. Bad positioning. From the outside looking in, you know, a game with the Calgary Flames against the Vancouver Canucks is just a game against, you know, two Western Canadian teams battling for a playoff spot. We don't want any of these, unfortunately. I would love to be able to justify it, but you know, it's so much more than that. Quinn Hughes is, you know, trying to set the rookie points record for the Canucks, and, you know, every point that he puts up maybe moves him a little bit further ahead of Cale Makar on the Colorado Avalanche in the Rookie of the Year case, or chase, I should say, and, you know, there's all sorts of stories that come about. It's not about the actual, I mean, it's about winning, sure, but it's also about, like, the little stuff. I mean, take it from somebody that watched a bottom feeder the 3 years before this one, you know? Year one of bottom feeding was like, well, we lost 7-1, but at least Bo Horvat got a point. And year two was like, yo, we lost 5-2, but Brock Besser got 2 goals. Year three was like, we lost 4-3 in overtime, but Pedersen got a hat trick. Year four is like, we won? And we have the best young defenseman in the league? This is crazy, you know? You got to find things to root for. So what do you do as a streamer when you're looking at Win 19? Well, what's the story going on for us right now? Well, there's always, I don't even think we want that. There's a little peculiarity. You know, we're in a moment of ambivalence. Torn by the grief of the still recently lost mega streak. But also the glimmer of excitement that could it be possible that he's doing it again? Could he be putting up another 50 spot? And who knows what'll happen, you know? Like, this one's good, but we're building something even bigger. We're building something even bigger. That's, I think, where we're at right now in the storyline. The real storyline gets defined when you press the space bar at the start of the run, you know? If you get an Eden run that has 1 HP, you're in for a thriller. If you get an Eden run that has 4 HP, probably a little bit more of a comedy or a lighthearted podcast episode. By the way, I can't remember if I talked about it. I'm so stoked. I'm so stoked that my computer is supposed to be here tomorrow. Oh my god. I am ready. This computer has been fine, don't get me wrong, but we have Frankensteined it over the years. It's got good bones, for sure. But, you know, sometimes you're just ready to move on. I think I'd rather have the map, but you know what? We're going to take a little slice of both. That's incredible. Let me try it. That doesn't bother me. That is the opposite of bothered. I'm happy. And then we'll just see how much money we can donate. Because we're only on Dank Depths 1. Okay, we'll donate a little just to say thank you. And then we'll move on. You know, sometimes you're just done with something. That's how I felt when I was done university, you know? When it was like second and third year, I was like, maybe I'll come back and do a master's like right away. At the start of my fourth year, I was aware that like maybe I would come back to academia. I think I'll take it. Maybe I would come back to academia at some point if they would have me, but I really needed like a year off. I was like, I'm settled into a rut. I'm settled into a routine I'm not a big fan of. That's how I feel about this computer right now. Which is a very broad way of saying I'm too lazy to strip it for parts and, you know, sell it or, you know, give it away, I suppose. Ooh, I'll take it. You know what? I'll play this guy a little bit too. I'm just ready for the clean break, you know? Maybe you felt that. You know, I felt that way kind of after elementary school. My elementary school was kindergarten to kindergarten to yeah, all the way. But when 8th grade was finished, I was like, There's a little melancholy, you know. You're capable of feeling those emotions at that age for sure. Even if I couldn't put it into words as well then as I can now. You know, it's that bittersweet cognizance of the fact that, you know, you're leaving a phase of your life and passing into another one. Even if you're excited about it. But I, like, when 8th grade was over, I was moving on to 9th grade, I was like, man, I can't wait to be out of this piece of crap. And go across the parking lot to the high school where they have a cafeteria. You wouldn't believe, like, I will never really complain about my high school, or about my middle school, or my elementary school, or my high school. I thought I had it pretty good. Considering I went to school, like, you know, deep in the country, I thought I had a very, like, great set of school teachers who were, you know, had diverse viewpoints and you know, presented them well and you know, kindled kind of that fire of curiosity and learning in the students. I really thought they did a great job. However, facilities-wise, I'll never forget that one day, Kate was like, hey, what restaurant did you have inside of your high school? And I said, what? She said, what restaurant do you have inside of your high school? And I said, what do you mean by it? Like, what did we have in our cafeteria? She's like, no, what restaurant? And finally I was like, what restaurant did you have? And she says, Subway. And I was like, you had a Subway sandwich restaurant inside of your high school. Apparently this is if you look, here's what I'm saying, okay? When you go to a public high school, I kind of thought that we were all playing on the same page. You know, we went to a school, and Malf will attest to this. There were like 5 things for sale in our cafeteria, and all of them would kill you if you ate them 3 times a week. They were all some variant of French fry. There was French fries, like deep battered French fries that had like a little extra crust on them. They were an extra like 25 cents. Hold on, let me out of here. Oh, that's not good. And then there were like poutine, obviously, and also Mexican fries, which are like fries with what I would describe as nacho toppings on top of them. You may call them something different where you live. And then there was like fish and chips on Friday. You know what? I'm 100 years old. We did not have fish and chips on Fridays. We had fish and chips twice a year, once per semester. My mistake. Send me. So when she told me she had a Subway's, I mean, I still recall the feeling when we played I was in, for lack of a better word, Knowledge Bowl. It's a trivia tournament. It's called Reach for the Top in Canada. I was in Reach for the Top, and we went to like the bougie high school in our city to play in the tournament. And when I went to their cafeteria, I was like, "You guys have wraps?" I was so blown away. That's when I realized, you know, you get different stuff. Oh, come on. You know, your circumstances in this world grant you access to different stuff. Here I thought we were all eating, you know, boiled hamburgers for lunch. Turns out the kids who go to the great high school have access to green vegetables. Do they have access to green vegetables because they go to the good high school? Or does the high school get more funding because they perform better in, you know, nationwide standardized testing because of the fact that the kids aren't eating garbage every day? I don't know. Anyway, this one goes out to all my lesser equipped high school peeps out there. Hope you're still crushing it. Hope you're still having a good time. We did not have a restaurant in our high school. I mean, we had 2 vending machines. Those were popular. We also had a convenience store that, and you're getting into some deep lore here. I have been to this convenience store since this, but I made a point not to go there in high school. In 9th grade, I was there with my friends, and I understand the store owner's conundrum here. I was there with my friends. We were hanging out in the convenience store. I didn't buy anything, but a couple of my friends did. Then when we left, the owner started yelling at me, and he said, like, I don't want to see you guys in here again. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, you come in here with your backpacks on, hanging around the chocolate bars. He was accusing us of stealing. And I've never stolen. Well, okay. may have occasionally... I'm willing to admit my sin here, okay? In university, when we would show up to trivia night, sometimes we would scope out some tables, and if some of the tables had ordered nachos but left some of their nachos, I mean they left the restaurant, you know? They left the pub. I don't mean they went to the bathroom. It was before the tables had been bussed by the servers. We would take the platter of leftover nachos, even if it was just olives and shredded cheese, and we would eat it, okay? So I don't know if that constitutes theft. I'm willing to serve my time, okay? I think the courts are mostly closed right now, so it's a great time to admit to this, but let me put it this way. Sir, if I was gonna steal anything, it'd be a bag of potato chips. I'm not a sweets guy, I'm a salty guy, but, so that, yeah, basically that was the hostile environment that I grew up in high school. You know, you could eat French fries from the cafeteria, or you could walk across the street to a store where an old Irish man would accuse you of stealing things. Don't flatter yourself. So what restaurant did you have in your cafeteria? This is not a joke, actually. So, like, once, like, 11th grade rolled around and we were all starting to get, you know, our driver's licenses, we would drive to Subway at our school lunch hour sometimes. It was literally a 20-minute drive from our high school to the closest Subway. And Subway has more locations on planet Earth than any other restaurant, to the best of my knowledge, even more than McDonald's. So that should put it into perspective. Now, I do realize this is a little whiny, you know? School was good. I'm just saying from a culinary standpoint. It's not like, I'm sure some people are going to be like, that's cool. I went to school, you know, like, and the war broke out where I lived, and my school was hit by an artillery shell. Look, you win, okay? I can't compete with that. I haven't experienced that kind of situation, and as a result, I'm kind of, you know, you beat me on that one. If we're playing, you know, who's been through the most hardship, you got me. But look, you're focusing your efforts on the wrong person. The point isn't how hard you have it. It's the fact that some people have it way too easy, and they need to be taken down a peg. You know what? Here's what I've decided. I no longer wish to be here. Instead, I will be leaving, and we will take the insane shortcut to finish this off. I will say, the run is fine. Like, our stats are pretty good, but they didn't pog up as much as I thought they would, considering the quality of item we had early. So I do think that in some way, we kind of, like, losing the D4 for Krampus's head actually slowed us down more than I would have thought. I think it presented more of a problem than I would have originally thought. This is the boss room, so we're good. And I'll tell you straight up another thing. Speed is kind of an issue for us. 0.94 is going to be tough. I don't think the run's going to be tough, but I think we have some, like, not amazing circumstances surrounding us right now. No. So here's my thought. Get in there. Pop one of these. Rest of the fight should be pretty easy. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm trying to do the little things right. But I also really want to use my orbital. I really want to use my orbital because of the fact that otherwise this fight will take like a really, really long time. Like a long, long time. There we go. I think that's the best of both worlds on that one. Now, if you could just give me like one all stats upgrade and we could mosey on out of here. Infamy's great. Sure, that might be spun. We had one before. It's not spun. Maybe we already got spun. Yo, Mama Mega! I didn't even ask about it. Here we go again. My, how can I resist yous? That's a very stereotypical mafia man. Not a boss, just a henchman. Singing an ABBA song. Mamma mia's, here I go again. My, how can I resist yous? Once we was broken hearted. I don't remember the rest of the lyrics. It's not my favorite ABBA song. I'm more of like the You know, Waterloo, I think, is a great one. The Winner Takes It All is kind of a sublime classic, you know? As featured in Better Call Saul, Season 4, Episode 1. Repeating, of course. So if you don't understand the joke, repeating, of course, is from the Leroy Jenkins World of Warcraft, At Least I Have Chicken video. Repeating, of course, is something you say after you say something nerdy. Apparently, anything involving numbers now requires a repeating, of course. I'm just being honest, that's the genesis of the joke. And I'm just gonna level with you. We should probably not do this. But on a couple of these rooms, good sense may not prevail. I may find myself encouraged, dare I say, to use my orbital. It's really up to myself to come up with good commentary. Because if I don't come up with good commentary, I get a little bored, which makes me a little stir-crazy. I get a little stir-crazy, start to use the orbital, take more damage, possibly put the streak on the line. We got to keep it in context. Like, this run is very solid. We also have to keep it in context. We're getting freaking screwed, dude. Well, we didn't get screwed. We got Mama Mega. But we're getting kind of screwed to have 4.98 luck now. And I've gotten 0 bonus items on the chest. I mean, come on. Are you crazy? I just walked over here. Don't hit me. There you go. Okay. If the Boneheart dies, it dies. Obviously, I would prefer it if it lived. But the winner takes it all, brother. I'll be the first to tell you that on this run, we're doing a decent amount of the little things wrong. And I don't really have any excuse whatsoever. I don't have a good excuse. Yo, Demon Baby with the assist on that one. What a hit. There we go. Well worth it. Well worth it. Well, I'm realizing, you know, a little bit of belly aching, but at least... Whoa. You got ethered. At least we're going to take this one through to its logical conclusion. A strong run through and through. Or would the Mafia man say, a strong run throughs and throughs. I don't know. It's really mostly just a use guys. Sort of. And you know what? Get me out of here. I'm clearly tapped on ideas. Hey, for now, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. If you watched all 32 minutes and 59 seconds of the video so far, I'm going to assume you liked it. Click the like button. It's the best thing you could do to support the channel on top of subscribing. Apart from that, thanks for your support, and I'll see you next time. See ya!